This is episode 5 of Pitching Pokemon, The Journey of Janice. If you're new, checking this out for the first time, please check below in the description. You'll find the link to the playlist so you can catch up, and then you can come back and continue in this episode. So the previous episode ended with coming back to Percival City to take on Janice's big sister for the 4th gym badge. So you get that badge, you get the fly TM, and then you head back to Veratown to speak to Irene. She'll give you the shiny Gyarados, with the idea being that Janice is supposed to take Gyarados to Evelyn Island, where former warden of the Safari Zone, Mr. Maxwell, he can look after this shiny Gyarados. So now the second half of the Petra region has been unlocked, the eastern half. So now we proceed from there now. You head east from Percival City onto Route 8. It's another beach route, just like Route 1. And then at the end of Route 8, you'll arrive in Kerrington Village, which is this coastal fishing village and is also the hometown of fisherman Oscar. If you remember, he'll give Janice the fishing rod back on Route 1 at the start of the story or the game. So this is his hometown. You get to meet up with him again. He's happy to see that Janice has gotten stronger and has made it this far. And it's also a chance to meet up with, to meet Oscar's parents, his family as well. They live with him. And so now he also gets a chance to show Janice around the village. And at some point they meet one of Oscar's friends, another fisherman named Quentin, who is just about to head out on a mission to rescue these children that have gotten swept away from the shore, and they are now surrounded by Sharpedo. So Quentin is heading out to go and rescue them, and Oscar thinks, okay, maybe Quentin might need some help, so he suggests that Janice go with Quentin to rescue these children. So Janice will leave with Quentin on his boat. They head out to the spot where the children have been swept away, and they take on the Sharpedo and rescue the children. And then on the way back to Kerrington Village, this is when members of the Third Eye appear on the boat. And it's because in the previous episode, Janice picks up one of the fragments that the Third Eye have been going around the region searching for. So because they've got their own fragment, they're able to track down Janice because of the one that she's got. So they appear on the boat, and this is meant to be the point where Janice meets this group for the first time, because all the other times they've been operating behind the scenes up until Templeman found them in Veratown. And so now you have a chance to take on these members of the Third Eye, and you're supposed to defeat them. And because of that, since they failed to defeat Janice and obtain the fragment that she's got, they flee, of course, but they now know who's got one of these fragments, and they're going to continue to pursue Janice for that. So you return to Kerrington Village with Quentin and the children, and that covers Kerrington Village, and then you continue on to the water route portion of Route 8. This continues just off the southeast coast of the region, and it's this region where it's mostly known for stormy weather, so it's a very dangerous route. Not many people travel along this route, but this is the only way to get to Evelyn Island. So of course Janet has to travel along this route, but eventually she makes it to Evelyn Island and meets up with Mr. Maxwell, the former warden of the Petra Safari Zone. And this is when Janice is meant to explain to him the situation with this shiny Gyarados, and he's willing to take on, as in to take the Gyarados from Janice, or if maybe in the game you haven't caught yourself a Magikarp and have a Gyarados at this point, you get a chance to take this shiny Gyarados and add it to your collection. So you have a choice. You can either give the Gyarados to Mr. Maxwell, or you can take it for yourself along with you. And also Mr. Maxwell is meant to go into more detail about Irene's dad and his exploits. And we find out that while Mr. Maxwell was still the warden for the Safari Zone, this was also the time when Irene's dad was, active and going on his travels and everything. So a lot of the rare Pokemon that you find on Evelyn Island and in the Safari Zone are Pokemon that Irene's father caught in other regions and brought to the Petra region as well. So the idea is Evelyn Island is meant to have Pokemon that you're not going to find on the mainland. So since not a lot of trainers make it to Evelyn Island, it means that a lot of these Pokemon are not found on the mainland. They are not captured or anything. So this is meant to be a chance for you to try and catch some new Pokemon as well on Evelyn Island. And then just before leaving Evelyn Island, there's a news flash on Mr. Maxwell's TV. It's showing a series of events that are taking place on the mainland. And we're now seeing there are these groups of wild psychic Pokemon that have just suddenly appeared, and they're causing trouble in various places. And this has led to Ace Team and Squad Cool and the Essentials now. They've been sent out to go and deal with these wild Pokemon and try and bring some peace to the region. And also, of course, this is another distraction because it just gives the third eye just more time to continue with their searches while their enemies, their opponents, are busy doing something else, of course. And Mr. Maxwell having, just seeing this and also learning from Janice what happened to her on the boat, he just cautions her and just says, hey, be careful on your journey and with dealing with this third eye group as well. So from there, you proceed north out of Evelyn Island onto Route 9. The weather at this point has stabled. It's not as stormy and as troublesome as on Route 8. And Route 9, of course, once you proceed through Route 9, you make it to your next destination, another island, which is Mera Island. And Mera Island is it's meant to be a holiday getaway, a resort, of course. So it attracts a lot of tourists and holiday makers. And it's also where the 5th gym is located. This is the Fire Gym. And this is because on the island there is a docile volcano. And there's a history to this because many, many years in the past, several centuries ago, this volcano was active and it was going to erupt and threaten the inhabitants of the island at the time, up until Moltres appears and saves the inhabitants. It quells the volcano, and it has been docile ever since. So on the island, you're meant to see a lot of, you'll find a lot of NPCs who will mention the story, and there's tradition now where they give thanks to Moltres, and this is represented in a special ceremony that takes place before a gym battle, where when there's a challenger who's looking to take on the gym leader, they follow a procession of the gym trainers as well as the gym leader as they proceed up this trail that heads up to the mouth of the volcano where the gym battle takes place. So you can think of Cinnabar Island. That's where I took inspiration from Mera Island. And you can, if you watch the anime for Pokemon, you remember where the gym battle takes place, Ash versus Blaine. So I wanted something similar to that for the gym on this island as well. It's at the top of the volcano. The gym is led by Sylvia, and Sylvia is meant to be around the same age as Janice, having taken over the gym at such a young age from her brother, this man named Enzo, who happens to be the current Fire Essential. So the idea was, okay, maybe Sylvia is being prepared to become the next Fire Essential at some point. But for now, she's taken over the gym, and this, I guess, can serve as preparation, as training for something that she could do later on. Also on Mera Island, this is where the next branch of the Pokemon Research Society is located. It's led by Professor Palm, and here they research ancient Pokemon that have been revived from fossils which have been found across the region. And so a lot of these prehistoric Pokemon are found in the Safari Zone. There's a special area that you can access in the Safari Zone. I should have mentioned that Mr. Maxwell, as a reward for helping Irene, he'll give Janice a special access card, and this is what she'll use to unlock that special area of the Safari Zone after you've obtained the 5th gym badge from Sylvia. So after that, you're meant to getting that 5th gym badge, you'll get the strength TM, you'll unlock the field move as well, and then you can explore the Safari Zone. So unlike in Kanto, where you could explore the Safari Zone before taking on Koga, in this one you have to get the gym badge first to unlock the field move needed to explore the Safari Zone, which is strength. So then you get to explore the Safari Zone, and as I'd mentioned in episode 0, the Safari Zone in this region is unlike other Safari Zones where you have a time limit. There are special Pokeballs that you're given. The only thing you have to do is just pay the fee, and then you can explore the Safari Zone at your own time, at your own pace. There'll be other trainers as well in the Safari Zone, so that it doesn't look like you're the only one who's there looking to capture some rare Pokemon. There are others as well, and maybe they could be researchers, they could be other Safari Zone rangers or employees that you can battle as well. I hadn't decided if there's going to be the warden, the current warden, yet. I just focused so much on Mr. Maxwell, so maybe there'll be NPCs who will mention that, the current warden is somewhere, but he's not like an NPC that you'll meet in the game or in the story. But I just thought that it's something interesting, a different Safari Zone from the usual ones that you find. So once the Mera Island event is done and you've obtained the next gym badge and you're preparing to head on to the next route, there'll be an NPC who will mention that, the next route, there's an unusual storm that's coming on the next route, which is Route 10. So he just cautions Janice to be careful as she's going to continue on that route, Route 10. So you proceed west from Mera Island onto the first portion of Route 10. And again, by the time you get halfway across this route, the weather has shifted. It's now stormy, it's much more choppy, the water, there are lots of waves and all that. And it's at this point where Janice is met by another member of the Third Eye. But unlike the previous members who appeared on the boat, this one is meant to be much more stronger than those other members. So when this person tries to deal with Janice, trying to defeat her and obtain a fragment, the battle doesn't go in their favor because of this dangerous weather. So they end up just defeating Janice and failing to obtain the fragment. And Janice, of course, caught up in this dangerous storm, ends up getting swept out of Route 10 and ends up being swept all the way to the northeast section of the region, where there's one more island, and this is Sunahana Island. So this is where Janice ends up, having been swept away, and she's unable to get back to Route 10 because there are whirlpools, there are fast currents surrounding this island as well. So she'll have to figure out a way to get off this island and get back onto Route 10. So I think let's just put a pause to this episode there, and we'll continue on from Sunahana Island in the next episode. So hope you look forward to that one, and thanks for listening. Enjoy your day and take care.